Do you play video games? Well, this video is exactly for you, and this is exactly why you will be successful in business, okay? Now you might say, Michael, what the hell are you talking about? You want me to go play video games? Yes, but there's a strategy to this. It's not just playing any video games, right? Like, I'll give you guys an example. You may not know this, but I'm a big video geek, kind of say, video game kind of guy, right? I used to play, Battlefield. I used to play, Modern Warfare. I used to play Maple Story, RuneScape. I still play Clash of Clans on my cell phone, okay? You might laugh at me, but that's what I do. Why? Because I understand that, when I was playing video games, what it taught me was some amazing skill sets. By the way, every video game I played, okay, for example, Maple Story and RuneScape, I became a billionaire in that game, okay? So you got to understand, as a kid, I'm like, wow. I became excited because if I become a billionaire in a game, all I got to do is duplicate what I've learned in that game and just duplicate it in real life. And I did that. And it created me tons and tons of money and created financial wealth for me, all because of the skill set that I got from playing video games. Now, it sounds crazy and ludicrous, but it's the truth. I'm going to go through a few reasons why playing video games, if you do it the right way, can actually help you succeed in business, okay? So number one, practice. Everything in video games is not real. It's a fantasy, right? So you can take a little bit more risk and kind of see, okay, was this risk calculated and was it a good risk to make? For example, let's say, like an example in Maple Story, it was a game where it's a two-dimensional world, or three-dimensional world as well in the RuneScape, and you're going out there and you're creating, it's like you're cutting trees, you're selling fish, it's like real life, it's like Sims, so to say, right? And you're going out there to the marketplace and you're buying and selling different types of products. And there's obviously very limited products that are very expensive, and there's very cheap products that everyone can get from the floor, right? So as an example, a log tree, a piece of log, would be it's useless because everyone can go out there, cut a tree, and get that piece of log, right? Now, when it comes to, let's say, this metal steel plate, it was very, very expensive. It was called rune, right? So it was very, very expensive, and people could, they would be trading it in the marketplace and swapping it, for different prices. It was a marketplace, so every month it would go up, some months it would go down, and you would see the prices. So every time that I came across someone that had no idea what the price was for that piece of equipment, guess what I said? Hey, I'm offering you this. And if I would make that bet and that product would go down in price, I would lose, but guess what? I got massive information. I got information on what I did right and what I did wrong. And what it did was I was able to practice my skill sets, not on real life, because remember, if you're buying something for $5,000 in real life and you lose that $5,000, you're going to get, and that's your only $5,000, you're screwed, right? But in the game, it didn't matter. Because all I needed to do was what? Click a couple of keyboards, move my mouse, and that's it. So to me, it was amazing practice of negotiations. It was amazing practice of skill set. It was amazing practice, which is the next thing, right? On dealing with people and dealing with sales. So I got a lot of my sales training through video games. Because I would ask people, hey, how much you want for that piece of rune, right? And they would say $5,000 as an example. And I'd be like, listen, I'll give you $35 right now, let's do it. And I would negotiate, and I would learn how to negotiate, and I would get good deals. So not only did I practice and make some stupid decisions, but I also made some really good decisions, which made me a multi-billionaire in that game. I was very successful in that game. Now, by the way, I wasted a lot of time on that game, but I was young. I was 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 years old, and for me, it was like, listen, I'm practicing in real life, and I was escaping my reality and having a good time in that game. We just talked about negotiations, but after that is commitment. You have to be committed. I used to remember me and my brothers would play these video games, and we would not go to the bathroom. Like, we would literally hold our urine for hours because we didn't want to miss the game. And what ended up happening was, right, we didn't get sick, don't worry. Every time we needed to go to the bathroom, we would just run to the bathroom, okay? We would sprinkle all over the place. My mom would get pissed at us, but it's okay, right? We did what we needed to do, and we ran back to the freaking computer desk. And what that did was it created commitment because we would wake up at certain times of the day because certain events would be going on in the video game, right? Certain things that were going on with the communities. So we would wake up early, go to sleep late, put hours into it, and commit to something that we were very passionate about, okay? That taught me commitment at a very young age. I want to understand, where do I get all this commitment from? It's from video games, guys. Now, I'm not saying right now you should go play video games all freaking day, okay? Don't do that to yourself. You got to live in reality, right? But I'm just telling you, if you do play video games, utilize it to your advantage. Utilize it to your advantage, okay? The other thing that I didn't put in here is competition. You're competing with other people. Remember, competition is a good thing. That's how the free enterprise system works. And if you compete and you win, it boosts your confidence. So when I used to play the video games, I used to compete with everybody. Sometimes I would lose, sometimes I would win, but that would build my confidence in that negotiation, in that competition, whatever it may be. Next, time and duration. We talk about commitment, but listen, you have to put in the time. It taught me that nothing happens overnight. It taught me that every single day that I go in there, I got to do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. Be consistent with my duration. So I would cut down, as a matter of fact, in this game, RuneScape, we would cut down these trees called the U trees. And these U trees and magic trees, they were called, they would sell for a lot of money because other people would need it to craft certain products, right? So they would craft bows, they would craft swords, or whatever they would do with it, right? So for me, I was able to cut that stuff down, sell it at a high price, and people would buy it. And that's how it created money in the game, okay? I literally learned that time is the essence. So what I used to do is I used to hire people in the game to say, hey, listen, you go do X, Y, and Z for me. I'm going to pay you a little amount of that portion, and I'm going to go sell it for you so you don't have to worry about selling it. So I would create teams in the video games, guys. And not only did I create people in the virtual world, I also had my friends and my neighbors do the same thing with me. So I would have a team of people. Remember, everything I always did, I always wanted to do with people. I always wanted to do with people. I always want to do with teams, right? So it helped me out a lot with the time and duration. Next, strategy, guys. You know how much strategy you get from playing video games? Like, you're versing other people that they want to kill you, they want to hurt you, they want to do whatever in the game. And you have to play strategy. For example, Battlefield 3, you're playing with 24, 34, 64 people in the video game, and they're trying to kill you. So you got to figure out a way that you don't die. Now, in real life, if you die once, that's it, you're game over. If your business goes bankrupt, it's very difficult to step back up. But with a video game, you die, you respawn. You die, you respawn. You die, you respawn. You keep trying and trying and failing and failing and failing and getting better at your strategy. And you start learning things about other people. You start watching people's behaviors. Because remember, you don't see them. They're behind a screen, but you can start learning about their decisions, learning about their habits. And that helps you out a lot when it comes to business. And last but not least, it's communication. Playing video games, you have to communicate with other people. And if you can't communicate with other people, how are you going to win? How are you going to create success? You have to learn how to communicate with other people. So communication was very vital, especially when you communicate with people from all over the world. Some speak your language, some don't. Some are young, some are old, some are fat, some are skinny. It doesn't matter, but you're communicating with all types of life. So the reason why I'm saying this is because I'm telling you, I promise you, over the next 5 to 10 years, we will be in the metaverse. We will be in the communities and playing in these video games, so to say, and talking to people and selling and doing all these negotiations. And the ones that are really good at playing at the video games right now are going to crush it in the metaverse. So remember, video games is a good thing, not a bad thing. So tell your mom and your dad it's a good thing because you're going to be successful building your business, okay? Now, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. If you like this kind of content, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys on 100,000 plus subscribers on this channel. Have a good one.